Allah. 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 Allah.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله
الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور انفسنا ومن سيئات اعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له ونشهد ان لا اله الا الله وحده لا شريك له ونشهد ان محمدا عبده ورسوله ارسله بالحق بشيرا ونذيرا بين يدي الساعه من يطع الله ورسوله فقد رشد ومن يعصمه فانه لا يضر الا نفسه ولا يضر الله شيئا فقد قال الله تعالى في القرآن المجيد والفرقان الحميد بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون صدق الله العظيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. I begin in the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who is the most kind and the most compassionate. We praise His glorify and thank Him for all of His bounties and all of His blessings. Thereafter we send our salutations upon our beloved Prophet Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And last but not least, we bear this fact in mind that one day soon we will all stand in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to answer for our actions. We pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make all of our actions noble and decent so that we can be admitted into Jannah al-Firdaus. And we pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to save us from all of the hardships of the hereafter. Ameen ya Rabbil Alameen. My beloved brothers and my beloved sisters, welcome to the month of Shawwal. Alhamdulillah, I hope and I pray did the very best that we could do in this blessed and beautiful month of Ramadan that has just passed us. We hope that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accepted our each and every action, our each and every good deed, and through all of our good deeds that we did, I hope and I pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala inshallah grants us all Jannatul Firdaus. My beloved brothers, my beloved sisters, we have now moved on from there. This is the month of Shawwal, and this month has its many blessings as well. As you all know, the hadith of Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, that the person that fasts Man Sama Sittam min Shawwal, the person that fasts 6 fasts in this blessed month of Shawwal, Kasuyam al-Dahr, it is as though they have fasted for the entire year, and all of that person's previous sins will be forgiven by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So I'm sure many of you are fasting already, as most of us are. A lot of people ask me this question, that Imam, we've got this month of Shawwal to fast in, when should we fast? Does it need to be sequentially? Does it need to be consecutively? Does it need to be alternately? How should we fast? So the simple answer to this, my brothers and my sisters, is that you can fast whenever it suits you. They do not have to be 6 immediately after the day of Eid, although that is what most people do just to get all of them out of the way. Some people do 1 on, 1 off, some people do 2 every week, some people do 3 every week. So however you want to do it is entirely up to you. The way I say is the best way to do it, which is kind of like a cheat, I guess, if you want to call it that, is that it is sunnah to fast every Monday and every Thursday. Yes, you will know that. It's also sunnah to fast the 3 middle days of the month. Yes, which we call the Ayyam al-Bid, which is the 13th, 14th, 15th of the Islamic month, not the Gregorian calendar, the Islamic month. So if a person fasts, for example, on the Monday and the Thursday, which they would do all year round, and they synchronize that with the 6th of Shawwal, so they do the Monday and the Thursday, and then in the middle of the month, those 3 days they're going to fast anyway, they synchronize another 3 with those 3 days, and then maybe do another Monday or another Thursday as they would normally do throughout the month anyway, and then that will cover your 6. So that's like a, what do you want to call it? You want to call it a double whammy? It's like a double whammy. You can get 2 rewards through doing 1 fast. But it's entirely up to you as long as these 6 are done somewhere within this month. So I hope that's absolutely clear to everyone. That was just a question that arose throughout the week, and I've been consistently asking this question throughout these past few days. Now, my brothers and my sisters, this month of Ramadan has gone from us, as I said before, but what did we take away from this blessed and beautiful month of Ramadan? Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said 2 things, very important to remember, I believe. One is that if a person sees themselves progress after the month of Ramadan has ended, and they can see themselves better themselves, as the month of Ramadan was like a kickstart for them, and now they've made this firm intention in the month of Ramadan, and after the month of Ramadan they will progress and become better day by day by day. This is a sure sign, a sure indication from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that their actions and their deeds in the month of Ramadan were accepted by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Number 1. Number 2 is that if a person, unfortunately, finds himself starting to regress, starting to go back to the way he was before the month of Ramadan, meaning not as good as he or she would have liked to be, then this is a sign that maybe Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has not accepted that person's actions and deeds throughout the month of Ramadan. So it's something that we all need to worry about and reflect over. But I would say very, very confidently, inshallah al-Aziz, that we are all trying to better ourselves after this month of Ramadan. We, as I said, throughout the month of Ramadan, these past 2 years have been extremely difficult for all of us. You know, 2020 we didn't have any Ramadan as well at all. 2021 we had Ramadan of sorts, you know, part-time Ramadan. But this year, alhamdulillah, everything was back in full swing. So alhamdulillah, we felt what we missed in the previous 2 years. So we went, we hit the ground running this year, alhamdulillah. And I hope as every year progresses, we will hit the ground sprinting even, if I can say that. So inshallah, Aziz, so brothers and sisters, please do bear this fact in mind. Now, a couple of lessons we take away from the month of Ramadan, which we should carry on throughout this month and all of the months going forward, I should say. Number 1, we learned that this month of Ramadan was the month of prayer. We all know praying 5 times a day is compulsory, but in the month of Ramadan, we actually, I would like to hope and think, we acted upon that. All of us here, all of you here, majority of us here, we were all here for pretty much every single prayer during this blessed month of Ramadan, were we not? We were. So alhamdulillah, so the 5 prayers in the same way that we made it a firm intention that we would be here in the Masjid for every single prayer, regardless, as we did in the month of Ramadan, we want to continue with that wonderful devotion now that the month of Ramadan has gone from us. Fasting praying. All of these things are not specific for Ramadan, they're for all year round. So inshallah, we will continue to pray 5 times a day, if at all, in the masjid, always, inshallah. So that's the number one thing we've learned. If we can do it in Ramadan, we can do it out of Ramadan as well. Second thing we learned in this blessed month of Ramadan, that this month of Ramadan is a month of the Quran. We will establish that Shawwal Ramadan alladhi unzila fihi al-Quran, as we were saying day in, day out to you all, that the month of Ramadan is the month when the Quran was established by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam to pass down to the entire mankind. Now what we need to do is, we need to carry on with that. The recitation of the Quran. In the same way, in the month of Ramadan, throughout the day, we read the Quran ourselves with our own mouths, and in the night time we listened to the Quran from the wonderful huffaz that we had from India. We listened to it with our own ears. In the same way, we want to carry on with this. We won't be able to hear it from them anymore. This month of Ramadan is gone, so they're going back to India. But at least we can still read it every day. Now the question arises, how much of the Quran do we need to read every day? Do we need to read the whole juz? Do we need to read 5 juz, 10 juz? How much a day? Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said in Hadith Bukhari and Muslim, we find that as long as a person does a minimum of 10 verses a day, that will suffice him. 10 verses a day. Now you might wonder, wow, 10 verses sounds like quite a lot as well. But when we think about it, Surah Falaq and Surah Nas, 2 surahs that everyone knows off by heart. Yes, and we read it in our salah day in, day out. These 2 surahs, if you combine them, accumulatively, they're 11 verses. So there you go. So no one can say 10 verses is hard, because we already know 11 verses off by heart. So there you go. So the equivalent of what your Surah Falaq and Surah Nas would be, that much of the Quran, if you read on a daily basis, that will suffice. That's the bare minimum though, everyone. Do bear this in mind, everyone. This is the bare minimum. Obviously, we want to try and read a lot more than that. On top of that, it's not only about reading. I know reading has its own specific reward, but it's about understanding, it's about appreciating, it's about acknowledging, it's about acting, and it's about advocating that which you read as well. So we read the Quran, just don't read it like in like a parrot fashion sense. We read it so that we can hopefully, inshallah, try and understand. And now we can get the translations and the transliteration and the commentaries, the tafsir that we put them in Arabic, in every single language in the world. So there is no excuse to not be able to not understand the Quran. It's available in every language. So we get the Quran, we read a few verses, then you get the meaning, we try and understand. Some of the verses are very easy to understand, alhamdulillah, we start acting upon them. If not, then we come to the Imam. And the Imam will explain, because all the Imams they know with the translations and all the commentaries of the Quran off by heart. And that's why they study it for 10, 12 years. So they can come to you and explain to you in detail what every single verse means. We know the hadith of Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, that the companions, they would learn 10 verses, as I mentioned before, and they would make sure that they're acting upon these 10 verses fully, properly, and then when everyone is happy that the entire community was acting upon all of these 10 verses, then they would move on to the next 10, next 10, next 10, next 10. And we know this from Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. For him to advocate the Quran, it took 23 years. Yes? We now, my students, all of our students, they memorize the Quran within now 2 years, 3 years, 4 years if they're really slow. Yeah? But Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he advocated the Quran which took him 23 years. So this makes you wonder, but how come the person who memorized in 2 years, but then it took 23 years? The reason it took 23 years is because they made sure they were acting upon every single verse. And here we learn within 2 years, 3 years, and we're hardly acting upon any verses. So this is the difference. So we have to make sure, it's imperative for all of us to make sure that we're acting more than we're actually even reading. So please do bear this fact in mind. So that was number 2. These are points that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam advocated to his companions, which I'm portraying to you as well. So, going back, Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam said in the month of Ramadan, you pray 5 times a day in the Masjid, continue on with this after the month of Ramadan. He said that you read the Quran, you recited the Quran, you listened to the Quran in the month of Ramadan excessively, continue with this after the month of Ramadan. Third, he said, Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that make sure you remember the dhikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The remembrances of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You might be wondering what these remembrances are. There are so many. There is the tasbih, subhanallah. There's the tahmid, which is alhamdulillah. There's the tahleel, which is la ilaha illallah. There's the takbir, which is Allahu Akbar. There's the istighfar, which is astaghfirullah. All of these have been advocated in various ahadith by Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. But one that I would like to maybe share with you today is the one whereby Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam has said that anyone that recites this 3 times in the morning and recites this 3 times in the evening, they, as soon as they close their eyes and leave this dunya, they will have la khawfun alayhim wa la hum yahzanun. They will have no worries and no stresses and no tensions at all whatsoever. Yes, and that is raditu billahi islama, raditu bil Nabiyya wa raditu bil Islami dina, which essentially means that I am pleased with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as my Lord. I am pleased with Islam as my faith, and I am pleased with Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam as my prophet. A person that reads this 3 times in the morning, 3 times in the evening, which is hadith in Ibn Khuzaymah, Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said that when they go into the grave, the first 3 questions that they will have to answer by Munkar and Nakir are these very 3. Yes, you know this. First 3 questions that Munkar and Nakir will ask on the day of judgment, when a person goes into the grave, is, who was your Lord? Yes? What was your faith? And who was your prophet? These are the first 3 questions that Munkar and Nakir will ask when a person is in the grave. So if a person has said this dua, yes, throughout his life, every morning and every evening, then he already knows the answers, and inshallah Aziz is already acting upon the answers. So when he goes in the grave, he will be able to answer these questions without any faffing about. So inshallah, brothers and sisters, please do remember this dua. Right. Other dhikr that we can do, Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, which we used to do in the month of Ramadan, 2 we had to do and 2 we should have done. 2 that we have to do is always praise Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Alhamdulillah wa shukrulillah. Always praise Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Second was istighfar, always repent to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. These are the 2 we must do irrespective. The 2 that we should have done is Allahumma inna nas'aluka al-jannah, Jannat al-Firdaus, always asking for Jannat al-Firdaus. Allahumma inna na'udhu bika min an-nar, and always asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to be saved from the fire of Jahannam. These are the 2 that we should have been doing continuously and consistently throughout this month. So these are a few of the dhikr, a few of the adhkar, remembrances of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that we should have done in the month of Ramadan, and we will continue to do going on forwards. That's number 3. Number 4, Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said that in the same way in the month of Ramadan, you surround yourselves in good company. As soon as the month of Ramadan is over, make sure you surround yourself in that type of company, continuing on forward. Now we live in a world where some of our company may not be conducive to our deen, yes, may not be beneficial for our faith. We have to make sure that we surround ourselves with people, when we look at them, they remind us of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. People, when we look at them, they remind us of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. People, when we look at them, they remind us of the beauty of Islam. This is the company we should surround ourselves in. We should keep a good, happy, healthy social circle whereby, alhamdulillah, we're surrounded by people that are always reminding us about the deen. If we can do this, then we know we're in safe ground. But if we're hanging around with people who may not be Muslim, for example, or may be Muslim but not, beneficiary to the deen, then this will cause detriment to our faith as well. It will bring us down, it will drag us down and take us away from the deen slowly but surely. So we have to make sure that our social circle is good and is positive and is conducive to our deen. So Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, always look at your company, make sure you surround yourself with good company. Don't stay alone. You might say, well, I don't have any good company, and I don't want to stay with bad company, so I'll stay alone. Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, don't do that as well, because when you're alone, when the shaitan comes and he attacks you like how a wolf attacks a lone sheep. So you don't want to be alone as well. Don't just lock yourself up in your room and just watch Netflix all day long. You don't want to be doing that. You want to make sure, find yourself good companionship. You come to the Masjid, you always find new friends and good friends that will always help you on the deen. So please, good companionship. And the last Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, number 5, is dua. consistently make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the way, in the month of Ramadan, that we continuously were closing our eyes, we continuously were raising our hands, we continuously were opening our hearts and pouring out our hearts to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and praying for all of our hearts' halal desires. In the same way, we should continue onwards. And if we do this, as we know, Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, "Ad-du'a mukul ibadah," that dua is the essence of all worship. So whatever worship we do, we want to make sure that we're doing dua thereafter to make sure that our action, our good deed is cemented and accepted by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So dua again doesn't need to be in Arabic. Oh, Imam, I don't know any Arabic. I'm going to make dua. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the creator of languages. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the understander of all languages. Whatever language you speak to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He will always understand and He will always answer. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says this inside the Quran, "You ask me, I will answer." It's as simple as that. You ask me, I will answer. He doesn't say you ask me specifically in the language of Arabic. He doesn't say that. He says, you ask me, I will always, astajib lakum, I will always answer your prayers. So yes, the prayer, we understand, we appreciate, the actual prayer that we do needs to be done in Arabic, that is a specific form of worship, but every other normal, everyday dua that we do when we pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala like this, it can be done in any language. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will always accept. So in conclusion, my brothers and my sisters, before we close, the 5 tips, if you will, that Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam gave to the companions. Number 1, continue to pray 5 times a day without miss, without any excuse. Number 2, continue to recite the Quran every single day without miss. Number 3, continue to do the adhkar of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the remembrances of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala without miss. Number 4, surround yourselves in good, pious, righteous company. Inshallah, you will be safe and secure without miss. And number 5, make sure you continue to pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, making dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala every single chance, every single opportunity you get without miss. If you can do this out of the month of Ramadan, as you did within the month of Ramadan, then you know you are on safe ground. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us all the ability to continue doing all these beautiful actions, to continue acting upon the beautiful word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to continue acting upon the beautiful sunnah of our Habib Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, so that we can have every success in this world and have every salvation in the akhirah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, through our good actions, grant us all Jannatul Firdaus, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala save us all from the fire of Jahannam. Ameen ya Rabbil Alameen. وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين. وكل قولي هذا استغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيد الأنبياء والمرسلين ونحن على ذلك الشاهدين. سبحان الله وبحمده سبحان الله العظيم سبحان الله العظيم وبحمده ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على محمد عبدك ورسولك وصل على المؤمنين والمؤمنات والمسلمين والمسلمات الأحياء منهم والأموات إنك سميع مجيب قريب الدعوات. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. Let us make a dua for ourselves. Let us make a dua for our immediate and extended families. Let us make a dua for our entire community. Let us make a dua for the entire ummah, past, present and future. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. ربنا ظلمنا أنفسنا وإن لم تغفر لنا وترحمنا لنكونن من الخاسرين. ربنا اغفر لنا ولوالدينا وارحمهما كما ربياني صغيرا. ربنا اغفر لحينا وميتنا وشاهدنا وغائبنا وصغيرنا وكبيرنا وذكرنا وأنثانا. اللهم من حييت منا فأحيا على الإسلام ومن توفيت منا فتوفه على الإيمان. ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب. ربنا هب لنا من أزواجنا وذرياتنا قرة أعين واجعلنا للمتقين إماما. اللهم إنك عفو كريم تحب العفو فاعف عنا يا كريم. اللهم إنك عفو كريم تحب العفو فاعف عنا يا رحيم. اللهم إنك عفو كريم تحب العفو فاعف عنا يا رحمن. سمعنا وأطعنا غفرانك ربنا وإليك المصير. حسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل نعم المولى ونعم النصير. اللهم أعز الإسلام والمسلمين، اللهم أعز الإسلام والمسلمين، اللهم انصر الإسلام والمسلمين، اللهم انصر الإسلام والمسلمين في كل زمان، اللهم انصر الإسلام والمسلمين في كل مكان، اللهم انصر الإسلام والمسلمين في كل بلد في الدنيا يا ذا الجلال والإكرام، اللهم انصرنا بنصرك العزيز، اللهم انصرنا بنصرك العزيز، اللهم انصرنا بنصرك العزيز، اللهم انصر من نصر دين محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وجعلنا منهم، واخذل من خذل دين محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم ولا تجعلنا منهم. ربنا لا تؤاخذنا إن نسينا أخطأنا، ربنا ولا تحمل علينا إصرا كما حملته على الذين من قبلنا، ربنا ولا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به، واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا أنت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين، فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين، فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين. ربنا إنا نسألك من كل خير ما سألك من حبيبك ونبيك محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم، ونعوذ بك من كل شر ما استعاذك من حبيبك ونبيك محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم، وأنت المستعان وعليك البلاغ، ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم، وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم. عباد الله رحمكم الله، إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون، فاذكروني أذكركم واشكروا لي ولا تكفرون. استقيموا واعتدلوا يرحمكم الله. Brothers and sisters, please straighten the lines.
Donation, please, brothers, for the Masjid.
Brothers and sisters, if I can kindly ask you to please start straightening your lines. Please make sure that your lines are straight, stand as close together as possible, and switch off your mobile phones. As you're doing that, we have our brothers and sisters, volunteers collecting your donations. Please, my brother and my sisters, donate generously to the Masjid. You have always been generous to us, so please continue to do so. As you know, without your continued love, support and assistance, we cannot continue with the day-to-day maintenance of the Masjid. So please, please, please continue to donate generously to the Masjid as the brothers and sisters come around. Jazakumullah khair. While you do that, I'd like to make a couple of announcements, inshallah. First and foremost, welcome to all of you after this month of Ramadan has ended. Now that we're in the month of Shawwal, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala continue to bless us now as He did in the month of Ramadan. And a big Jazakumullah khair, big thank you all to everyone who supported the Masjid throughout the month of Ramadan and beyond. Brothers and sisters, do remember that parking in the Masjid, outside the Masjid, is still an issue. And we're still fighting with the parking restrictions, but we will inform you as and when, inshallah, of the next steps. Next announcement is, brothers and sisters, we have a fun and fitness sports program, inshallah, starting very, very soon. It is for all of the youngsters starting from the age of 16 until the age of 21. So if you think you're between 16 and 21, which all of us are, I'm sure, please do come along for this. It's for everyone living in the local area, the N22 plus area, so inshallah, but this will be broadened to wider areas and a bigger age group, inshallah. This is something that we used to do before the pandemic as well. As you know, the pandemic shut down everything, but now, inshallah, we're going to be starting again very, very soon. So there's the leaflets and on posters outside, so please grab yourself a leaflet on your way out, and please do come along to this. This is the term time every Friday. It starts on Friday the 22nd of April, and the end date will be Friday 23rd of December. Every Friday, inshallah, guys, starting at 4:30 and finishing at 6 p.m. So please do come along with this one. But further details, just grab yourself a leaflet on the way out, inshallah. Let me give you everything. Okay, brothers and sisters who are sick, we have our beloved sister, Sister Razia Haroon, who is the sister of our beloved president of the Masjid. She's not too well. We make dua for her. She's awaiting some results. We make dua for her. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give positive results and inshallah give a full and speedy recovery from her sickness, inshallah. And we have a brother Mumtaz from Canada, who's the brother of our brother Sheikh, who comes here regularly. He has passed away. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. We make dua for him. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant him Jannah al-Firdaus and save him from the hardship of the hereafter. And this one I've just gotten now is for our young sister, I believe Talisha, who's 15 years of age. She's having an operation today, and she is the daughter of our brother Akbar. So we make dua for her. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make her operation a success and give her full and speedy recovery, inshallah, friends. So I don't have to say this, my brothers and my sisters, you know this anyway, but whenever we make dua for ourselves, please make dua for our entire community and the entire ummah always. Jazakumullah khair.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله
استقيموا واعتدلوا يرحمكم الله. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. الله أكبر.
الله.
سمع الله لمن حمده.
ربنا ولك الحمد.
الله
الله.
الله أكبر. الله أكبر.
الله.
الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. إنا أعطيناك الكوثر فصل لربك وانحر إن شانئك هو الأبتر. الله أكبر.
الله.
سمع الله لمن حمده. الله. الله أكبر.
الله.
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 الله أكبر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. Brothers and sisters, if anyone before the prayer, if anyone didn't get a chance to go before the prayer, please do so on your way out. Please do remember that we've got the cash boxes and we have the card terminals now as well. So we've got passing sheets. So if anybody wants to pay by card, then they'll have to do so. Cash, our next points, and we've got card terminals has.